Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today's gonna be an interesting video. I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time that I had to say goodbye to all four of my Lhasa Apsos that I grew up with. Um, yeah, if you saw my post on Instagram where I talked about, I think the caption was, the years I had with them wasn't long enough, something like that. Um, uh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to go into more detail on here as a story time. So, yeah. Um, some of you may or may not know I grew up with four Lhasa Apsos. If you do not know what Lhasa Apsos are, they're basically very small dogs. They're not like teacup dogs. Teacup dogs, if you don't know, are like dogs that can literally fit into cups. Um, yeah, that's weird, but I love them. And Lhasa Apsos are like a small type of dog. If I can find one, I'll insert a picture of them here. Not my dogs, but a Lhasa Apso dog. Because I don't have any pictures of my Lhasa Apsos. But yeah. Um, so, yeah. Um, and yeah, I grew up with them from the time I was born to, I think the last one died in 2019 or 20. I think it was 2019, right before New Year. Yeah, it was like right before New Year's. Um, and yeah. Um, so yeah. Um, I know one of them died like February 25th, 2019. I don't remember if that was Barney or Chloe. I think it was Barney. Um, I'll get into that soon. So I'm going to talk about um, Baby, which was the mother of 10 puppies, but my mom kept. Actually, so what happened was basically my mom got, like, she adopted Baby, and then she wanted like money and stuff, and she also wanted to see if she could keep any puppies and stuff like that. So she got a mate for Baby, and she bred them. She bred the dog to have puppies, and the dog ended up giving birth to 10 puppies. She only had one litter, but like 10 puppies in one litter. In 2001, I think it was like October 2001. Um, and I think it was like October 10th. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I think it was October 10th. Probably wrong again, but whatever. And yeah, so basically, I think 5 of them died. One of them, I don't remember what happened to the other one. I think she sold one of them. So basically, I don't remember if it was 2 of the puppies died at home or 2 of the puppies died at the vet. So it's either I don't know which one it is, but either 2 of the puppies died at the vet and 3 of the puppies died at home, or 3 of the puppies died at the vet and 2 died at home. I think it was 2 died at home and 3 died at the vet. And then the other one, since there were 5 left at that point, one of them my mom was able to sell. And actually she wanted to, this lady wanted one of the dogs, Barney, but my mom didn't want to give him up because she was intent of keeping all four of the dogs, but all 3 of the puppies that lived. I don't remember what happened to the other 2. Sorry, I'm popping a popper. I'm popping one of these like mini poppets because I'm really, really nervous. But yeah, if you hear that. But yeah, so 2 of them, I don't know what happened. So yeah, my mom ended up keeping 3 of the puppies. Baby, which was Baby, not Baby. Baby, if you're wondering, was like a grayish, like a very dark gray color. She was very lazy. My laziness. If you're wondering, I'm actually sick, so that's why my voice sounds weird. Anyway, back to the story. Baby was a dark gray. Chloe was a beige-ish type of color. Kind of like my wall, like right there, kind of like my wall. A tiny bit lighter, like a very bit, like tiny bit lighter than my walls, what they look like on camera right now. And Barney was completely like a black type of color, like a very dark black. Dark black. Black is dark. Anyway, but yeah, so Leo, I'm trying to remember the image. Wait. I think he was a black, like a black dog too. He might have been a little bit of like a grayish black. And it's really sad because I can remember all of what they look like, and it's so sad knowing that they're gone. Their deaths were very their deaths were like very traumatizing for me. We had to put Barney asleep because it was, so basically this, I'm gonna start with Barney. So Barney was around, they were born in 2001, and I don't remember when he died. We were at the other house, my old house, then we moved into this house that I'm currently in right now during like 2019, like October 1st, 2019. And yeah, so I think it was around August, or I don't know. I don't remember the month he died. I genuinely don't remember the month he died. It was either June, July, August, September, or October. Yeah, it's a very long difference. But I don't remember. I know it was in 2019. So yeah. So yeah, he died because they said, so basically so it first started when we took him to the groomers, and he after that started coughing up hairballs. He's never done that before, so we imagined, and we've also read it online, that groomers, like very bad groomers, there have been incidences where dogs have had hairballs put down their throat by groomers, like their own hair down their throat, and forced to swallow it. So we think that's what happened. Actually, we know that's what happened because literally he didn't just start randomly coughing up hairballs just because he ate grass. I mean, he didn't eat grass, but actually I think he did when he started throwing them up. But anyway, yeah, so with that, I think basically he died because we noticed he started getting up hairballs, and we noticed that was not normal. So we took him to the vet, and they said, oh, he has bloat. If you don't know, I think it's like some kind of disease. Not disease, it's like literally bloating of the stomach, I think. But that does not happen in little dogs like Lhasa Apsos. It happens usually in big dogs like Mr. Ducky. If you don't know, I have a husky named Mr. Ducky. He is a Siberian Husky. He is around like 65 pounds, so it's a pretty big dog. And it would happen in dogs like a Siberian Husky, a Golden Retriever, that type of size, or even a Newfoundland. But it wouldn't happen in small dogs like Barney, so we knew that wasn't the problem, but it was actually it was like around 6 or 7 p.m. When we arrived at the vet. I think it was, it was something called Barnesfield. I don't remember the actual like vet name, but basically it was in PetSmart. PetSmart has I think it was Banfield. Yeah, Banfield. They have a vet office in some PetSmarts, and we have had a hatred towards PetSmart ever since Barney died. But yeah, so we took him to that vet, because it was really the only vet that was open that late at night. We had no other choice because he was getting so severe. They told us, I'm sorry, but your dog, but basically they told us that he had bloat. We didn't believe him, and they said that there was nothing they could do. They would have to put him to sleep, and we did, because it was late at night. We knew that he would suffer more if he didn't get this, like if he didn't have this chance to pass, and he did die. I remember he was so happy. He was like very, I remember it. He was running, we had him on a leash. He was running across like the little room, and the next, I remember exactly, but the next most significant snippet of that night was me seeing him dead because he had passed. Because they put they did, what is it called? Euthanasia on him. And I looked at him, and then I just went to, like, they had this, like, bench thing in the room. I think it was, like, a bench. They had it in all the rooms, and I just, like, was sitting there nonstop, wouldn't get up until we had to leave, and it was so sad. He literally was, like, just, like, 2 minutes before that, he was, like, the happiest dog ever, even though he was in probably a lot of pain. From whatever he had, he did not have bloat, but from whatever he had, whatever he was suffering from, he was the happiest dog ever. So happy, running around. By the way, he was not drugged. He was not drugged at that point, and the euthanasia does not do that. The euthanasia would make them fall asleep, like them slowly close their eyes, and then just close their eyes and not wake up again. That's what it does. It makes a dog very, very sleepy. It does not make them very, very energetic. And we knew that it wasn't that because literally he hadn't even been medicated yet. The doctors didn't even come in yet. Or the people who were on staff didn't even come in yet. So he was just like the happiest dog ever, smiling at us, running around, being a playful little dog. And then the most significant snippet I have is just him laying on the table. One of them was barely breathing, and then the next one is just like not breathing at all. I literally was like crying inside, not like actually crying, but like I wanted to, but I didn't want to do that in public. And yeah, so yeah, I think I emailed one of my friends at that night, later that night, that the dog had died, and it was like so sad. So yeah, that's fun. I think not really fun, but you know what I mean. That was so sarcastic. But anyway, I think that, like, he definitely was in a better place, but he didn't deserve that. He did not deserve to go through whatever he went through, but he did deserve to be in a better place in heaven and not suffering like he was. And I soon got over that, even though it still traumatizes me to this day. And if you do not know, I have generalized anxiety, so that does not, remembering him doesn't help. It just brings up all the trauma, and I usually just start crying. I usually have a mental breakdown or a panic attack. And yeah. So that's fun. Leo's death, let's talk about. I'm gonna tell you guys his, like, little bit about him. So he had my lovingness and my caringness. I remember he used to be on the edge of not edge, but like end of the bed. Not dangerously, but like on the other side of the bed, and my feet would be out, and he would start licking them. It would tickle my feet. I'm very ticklish. Still a child. But yeah, so he would lick them, and I would just like pull them away because it was like really, I liked it, but it was like, I couldn't stand it because it was like really ticklish and stuff like that, and he used to giggle all the time because of it. And I don't know, like, I I don't know which death is more traumatizing. All of their deaths were really traumatizing to my mom. We don't talk about it very much because it hurts us. She grew up with, she literally watched baby give birth to them, to the 3 puppies. So it's like traumatizing. If you're wondering, baby had 10, but my mom kept 3. And yeah, so I'll get to baby's death in a minute, but in with Leo's death, basically, we noticed, I don't really remember, I think we noticed something was wrong, I think. Like, he wasn't eating, he wasn't drinking, he literally could barely drink and eat, if any. And we took him immediately to the vet, and I don't know, they put him in, I remember literally seeing him. He was laying on this, like, table. It was like, I think it had a heat, like, air conditioner, no, it had heat under him because they needed to raise his body temperature, and then they put a hot water bottle. They, like, put him on a hot water bottle. Not too hot, obviously, but, like, hot enough that it's, like, gonna raise his temperature. Not dangerously hot. And they warmed him up. They had, like, a blanket. And he was just laying there, like, his head, like, if this was the pillow, he was like this. I remember that so well, and it's so sad. We know he then had kidney failure. His kidneys were failing, and yeah, I'm gonna tell you why we think that these dogs passed away. These dogs passed away in like less than 3 years apart, and I'm gonna tell you guys why we think that they passed away so quickly, and why we think they could have lived a longer life, and it's really traumatizing. But yeah, so yeah, we realized he had kidney failure. He did not have cancer, he had kidney failure. I don't know why I could say kidney cancer. There is something like that. That is a medical problem. He did not have that. I just, for some reason, said that. But, yeah, so he was at the vet, and I think he died. I don't really remember him actually dying, because I blocked it out of my mind because it was, like, really traumatizing for me. And let me inform you, I was, like, 9, 10, 11 when this happened. I think I was, like, 10 when this happened. And it's 5 years later from the last one, I think. Because I'm 15 now. This is when I was 10, I'm pretty sure. So it was, like, really hard. Yeah. So, I think he got to spend the last days at home with us, like, the last, like, few days. And I remember, this was not at this house, this was at the other house, in Alpharetta, Georgia. I live now in Duluth, Georgia. But, yeah. So, I remember we put him in this, like, plastic container type of thing. Like, this huge plastic container, not huge, but, like, I have them in my room, actually. I have the container, like, another container, because we bought multiple because of storage. And I have the type of container that we put him in my room, actually. You guys have seen it before. If you watch some of my dance improv, they were in the background, like those plastic containers that would hold, like, random stuff and my old toys that I never gave away. I remember, we put his body in that, like, one of those containers, not the 2 that I have in my room, but another one, that was in the garage, at our old place, and I remember, he like was like completely laid out. He was on his back, um, and his paws I think were like this. I think that's what I remember, and he was just obviously staring up, and it was so terrifying going in there because I have something with my anxiety where at night I imagine weird, crazy monsters coming out. I've had it from a very young age. Don't judge me. And then I imagine him like every time I go in there to put the trash in the bins, because he was in the garage because we had to keep him in there because we had no place else to put him, and we obviously didn't want him on the driveway. Neighbors. Anyway, so yeah, so every time I would go in there, I would literally imagine him waking up and like being a zombie, being his like the body, like his body, but in a zombie kind of form, and then attacking me. I would imagine that every single time I would go in there, and even I had even nightmares about it, and it was really scary. We finally took out the body. We finally took out the plastic bin thingy, and we had to do something with it, and we obviously couldn't put it in the trash. That would be weird, and I think it's against the law to put dead bodies in the trash bin. Um, but we had to do something because we knew we were moving soon, and we couldn't do anything, so we had to put it in the backyard, like in the back, like we had woods, and we would we literally carried his thing all the way to the woods, like behind our house, and just like dumped the whole thing and we covered it with soil, and put like the like branches or whatever on it, on the body. We did the same thing with either Chloe or Baby. I no, not Chloe, because she died when we lived here. So it was Leo and Baby that we did that to the bodies. Because if you're wondering, Chloe was the only for the dogs that survived till our move here, but died in this house that I'm currently in now. And I don't really remember much of Chloe being here. I do. The only memory is us taking her to the vet and her having literal seizures. I'll get to that in a minute. But back to Leo. So, yeah. So we kept the body there, and it's still there. Probably very much decomposed. Sorry, my allergies are kicking in, or I'm just really sick. Whatever's wrong with me, I'm sick. But it's kicking in. But yeah. So we left the bodies because we didn't know what else to do. Plus, probably by the time we had to move, they were already very much decomposed. So we left both bodies there, Leo's and Baby's, and it was really sad. Barney's remains we never got. Like, we cremated him, I think, but we never got like his remains. And yeah, so that's very fun. Not at all. And I'll talk about Chloe's death. So Chloe had my energy, but also lovingness. And yeah, this is really hard to talk about, but yeah, so Chloe, I don't know, she just started having seizures and like literal like shaking and like crying kind of. And actually, like, we started noticing that, and then the first time it happened, we immediately rushed her to the vet. And I remember, oh my god, my allergies are kicking in. So she, I don't know, she just kept like having seizures nonstop in the car ride. My mom was freaking out. We were trying to calm her down. We were both freaking out. And then we got to the vet finally, and we had her on like her favorite bed. Like in her favorite bed, we had to carry her, and then I think we had towels with us. I don't know. No, we didn't have towels with us. We had her in her bed, like one of her favorite beds, and we carried her into the vet. I was carrying her. My mom had to hold the door. And I remember we were checking in, saying it was like a very much urgent emergency. And keep in mind, she had a heartbeat when we were checking in. We had to lay the bed on the table because my arms were getting tired, but we kept a close eye on her the whole time. My mom was checking us in and saying it was like a really bad emergency. We needed the vet immediately, and I was keeping a very much close eye on Chloe, and she had a heartbeat because I could feel her breathing and I could hear her breathing, and then like we finally went into a room. The doctor came in. We put the bed on the like an examine table because we didn't want to take her out because we didn't know how she would react. Plus it was very cold and we wanted to keep her as warm as possible, to keep her as comfy as possible. And she was breathing, so we thought. The doctor checked her heartbeat, and I remember it. I literally can replay the memory. The exact words of the doctor were, I don't hear a heartbeat. And we were like, what? Can you check again? And the doctor was like, yeah, I don't feel a heartbeat. Like, you've got to be kidding me. I don't even know. I didn't even know what to think about that. I didn't know how to think about that. I didn't know what to think. And I just froze and was in complete shock. I literally did not talk the rest of the time. I was probably in a panic attack, but a silent one. Yes, there are some like that. And I just didn't know what to think. I literally kept replaying the voice in my head. We don't hear a heartbeat. Like, I don't hear a heartbeat. I don't hear a heartbeat. I literally, she only said it once. Like, the doctor only said it once. But I remember it being in my head over and over and over. Literally every single time that voice finished, it would just replay over and over and over. I couldn't stop it. And it was so hard. That I don't remember because of all the deaths, I don't remember the exact dates of the deaths, and it was like really traumatizing. So I just don't remember. And it was really hard. We then literally said that we would want her cremated and stuff like that. And we just left. It was so weird. We came in with a dog and we left without one. That was so weird. I literally could not sleep the entire night. And the moment I got home, we both started crying. And it was really, really sad. I don't remember if I had school the next day. If I did, I probably couldn't go. Like, I mentally didn't want to go. But yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely hard. 'And I don't really want to experience it again. Sorry, I had to charge my computer, almost died. But anyway, yeah, so we didn't know what to think. We literally just started, like, not even wanting to, like, face reality because of what happened, and it's just so horrific. Um, yeah. Um, Keep in mind, this was like 5 years ago that this happened. I was like 10 or 11. No, I was not 11. I was like 10 when this all happened, and it was really hard. When I was 10, probably was the worst year of my life. But yeah, so yeah, we finally came to terms with Chloe's death. My mom and I still talk about it today. We talk about all the dogs' deaths today, still today, and it's hard to think about. Um, yeah, yeah. If you're wondering, I'm still playing with this fidget, so that's why you might hear the popping, because I'm really, really anxious right now. And I'm probably on the verge of having a panic attack, but that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, the last death that I want to talk about is babies' death, and I don't even want to tell you, because we've had such bad news on this video, it's unreal. Anyway, so yeah, she was the oldest to survive, so she was 19 years old when she died. I think, I don't remember how old the other ones were. They were either 16 or 17 years old. Um, Baby was actually almost 20. She died a few days before her 20th birthday, I think, and it was really sad. So I actually don't remember her death. I think what happened was I really don't remember her death, honestly. It's so weird, but I don't remember her death. I think, I'm trying to remember, but I literally don't. I do remember that I was like literally crying nonstop for like a month. Just kidding. I was like crying for like the rest of the night, like the rest of the day. Um, and I remember that she was another one. Both Leo and Baby were, those were the two that we buried in the backyard of our old home. Um, I think Baby died at home. I think. Um, I'm like 99% sure that she just like died at home. Um, I don't really remember much of the death at all, probably because it was most traumatizing, but I literally don't remember. I do remember us taking her out to the, like her body out to the woods and burying her right next to Leo. And yeah, yeah, I just can't. I don't really remember that much of her death. I do remember that she was a very, very lazy dog. Literally had like zero personality, honestly. And sometimes that was me. But yeah, it's like really sad. She was like a dark grayish type of color. Um, and yeah, it's like really sad. Even as a puppy, she was like, that's what my mom told me. She was like very, very lazy and not like energetic as a normal puppy. That's what my mom told me. So that's fun. All their deaths were like really, really traumatic for me. I probably have developed PTSD from that. I don't know for sure. I've never been diagnosed with PTSD, but I wouldn't be surprised if I have it. But yeah, so I also wouldn't be surprised if I had some sort of panic disorder, but that's story for another day. But yeah. So, yeah, the dog's death was really, really traumatizing, and I just like literally couldn't. It was really sad. I don't remember if I had school the next day after any of their deaths, but yeah, I think I did have. No, I don't know. I don't know if I had school the next day after any of their deaths, but yeah. So that's the happy, just kidding, not happy at all. That's like the saddest video I posted in a while. But yeah, that's a interesting thing to realize, that all 4 of your dogs have died in less than 3 years apart. I'm so sad. I'm actually really sad. But yeah, it's really sad to think about that all 4 of your dogs that you've grown up with since you were born have died. But that's been the reality for about 4 to 5 years now. And yeah, fun fact, that was like the year before, but between the last one, like Chloe died in 2019, right before the pandemic hit, and we were in this house like I think around October 2019, maybe November, I don't know, but yeah, so that was right before the pandemic hit, and that was right before I actually started training dance. But yeah, so yeah, it's like really sad to talk about, but I feel like I needed to educate you guys on more of my life. And yeah, hope you somehow found this video to be either helpful, entertaining, or just educational in terms of my life. Yeah, if you've ever lost a pet, prayers go out to you, because I know what it feels like, and I've dealt with it 4 times. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna have to deal with it another 3 more times once Mr. Ducky, Mr. Ducky, Lucy, and Roxy pass, which I can't honestly imagine. Hopefully that day never comes. But yeah, hope you guys somehow enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, and comment down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.